Norden, Director East and Social Asia IIIT, Bahagia Professor Emerita Datuk Dr. Jamal Osman, Advisor to IIT, Senior Professor Dr. Syukur, Rector of UiTM, Perlis, and Click, Senior Professor Dr. Maulana, Director of the Symposium, Dr. Fikri, Deputy Director of UiTM, Perlis, Dr. Fauzi, Timbalan Ketua MPP UiTM Perlis, dan Sagung juga Nurul, seluruh pasukan MPP UiTM Perlis, Dr. Ali, Dr. Abbas, Dr. Norma, Dr. Shahran, guest participants, comedians and friends, and all participants. First and foremost, Alhamdulillah, we praise to Allah Ta'ala for giving us the opportunity to meet here and to discuss, to share about important subject that we are going to deliberate today and tomorrow on AI role in shaping the future of Muslim youth 2024. And of course, I must thank IIIT for choosing UiTM Perlis as co-host of this program with good hospitality from Dr. Syukur and friends. Here, as the co-organizer and friends, I believe it is, all the speakers will be given harum manis of UiTM Perlis. Am I right, Dr. Syukur? They got 1,700 trees of harum manis. The best in place and the best in Malaysia and the best in the world actually. No other part of the world has harum manis. The best in the world actually. But of course, at the same time, I'm having a tough time here because before me, Professor Datuk Dr. Fazlan speak before me, a great man and philosopher and thinker. And after this, Professor Emerita Dr. Jamal Osman will speak after me. So I'm become a sandwich. All the two speakers that I know, am I going okay or not in my deliberation? I have to take. Maybe I have to take harum manis as well. And I think the topic here is very crucial, very important because of the AI that are here now and how we, the young leaders, youth leaders today in particular, to handle this situation, this critical, complex, chaotic, ambiguity, volatility that mentioned earlier by Professor Dr. Foster. Therefore here, then I want to move it in mind because no screen over there. I want to see, okay, that's right. Here, this is my present picture, not a last 10 years picture. And basically my presentation today, based on my book published by IIIM Press last year on the wise leadership. Some of it basically based on my experience as leadership and department, IIIM, throughout 1990 to 1995. All is very, very old actually sound. But of course, I add several chapters to reflect the present time. That time, during the Alexander Madrosi time, when he was a leader of the IIIM students as well, cousin of Dr. Ali at that time, throughout 1990 to 1995. So some are there. My session, I try my best to have half an hour presentation and maybe 20 minutes for you to some question and answer from our clique here, from young leader here. I need your question as well. So prepare some of your questions to share together today, inshallah. Because I'll be here for a very short time. Quite immediately after this, I'll go back to KL for the program in Sabah and later in Jakarta. My dear brothers and sisters here, okay, next slide. As mentioned earlier by Professor Fawzan just now, that the current and future world need wise leadership and necessary for all sectors, whether in the political sector, economic sector, in the administration, many part of the world, part of this society need a wise leadership. And because Time keep on changing from industry to ICT, and now knowledge technology, and future will be wisdom technology. So whether we are progressing or backwardness rely very much on the leader, organization, nation, and country. So the role of leader is very crucial for that matter. Next slide, please. What's leadership from Muslim perspective? ادعو إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن. Invite to the way of your Lord with wisdom and good instruction, and argue with them in a way that is the best. Al-Nahl 125. And the other one, of course, in the hadith tradition of Prophet Sallam, كل راع مسؤول وكل راع مسؤول عن رعيته. You are leaders, and every leader will be held accountable by God for what he led. So we need to say that we all of us are leaders. And of course you, a young man, young women coming, of course you are leaders. In your way, in your own spectrum, in your own status, and so on. Therefore, Imam Al-Ghazali had mentioned, leadership is the caliph of God, controlling lust and greed, controlling self, family, employee, loving followers, carrying out tasks tirelessly, not being cruel, loving the people, and not offending religion. This is the word of Imam Ghazali, but in Arabic, not in English, of course. So the wise leader is okay. Wise leader quite deliberately and I think quite discussed extensively, particularly in year 2011 onward. People start talking about wise leadership. Of course, we Muslims discuss much earlier than the Western world. Like McKenna and Ronnie, they said, wise leaders have foresight. Wise leaders use wisdom, experience, and careful observation. Wise leaders allow non-rational and subjective elements when making decisions. And wise leaders have an orientation beyond self-interest, and toward the common good. Is the word of McKenna and Ronnie from University of Brisbane, Australia. And the other discussion as well on that from Prasad Kalpa and Nabi Rajul. Wise leader focus perspective on bringing the best of others, not only himself. Action-oriented are either excessively cautious nor risky. Raw clarity act as trusted or servant leaders. Decision logic, intuitive decision in larger context. Intuitive decision. Flexible attitude, collective willpower for transformational change. Very important as well. Driver of motivation, intrinsically motivated, resolving issues without external reward. Not external reward, only from God, from Allah for us. Therefore, another perspective of wise leaders, from the Japanese perspective in particular, it's now from the Indian scholars. Wise leaders can judge goodness, yo shigoto, grasp the essence, create shared contact, while why gaya gaya. Communicate the essence, exercise critical power, foster practical wisdom in others. Wise leadership is a new kind of leader. A CEO at the same time, a philosopher, a master craftsman, an idealist, a politician, a novelist, an artist. Meaning to say, the wise leadership, wise leader, grab a wider role they have to take. The next slide, please. I think this slide, okay, continue to the next. Okay, this is my way. This is the UiTM official attire for convocation as well, but without the rope. the Songko of UiTM not different from UIA, right? Something also something from UiTM. So from Islamic perspective, based on some gathering that I had, from Islamic perspective, what leadership refers to the appreciations of piety or taqwa, the existence of Allah, of God. Sincerity, again, you know you are sincere or not. The moral or akhlaq, principle of truth and justice, clear vision and mission, translating idealism with the best approach and minimizing commotion as well, non-commission as well, to bring change. That's what I think the father mentioned about Pak Nasir. Pak Nasir always mentioned that in bringing change, ikan biar tertangkap, air jangan keruh. Okay, later on Dr. Jamil translate my word that I've taken from Dr. Nasir. Meaning to say that we have to catch the fish, but not cloudy the water. In many times we cloudy the water, the fish you can't catch the fish. If you can't catch the fish, you cloudy the water, that's quite okay, in a way. But the best way in making change, you didn't cloudy the water, but at the same time, you catch the fish. Is that right? That should be. That is the best way, as described by Al-Marhum Baba Muhammad Nasir, former Prime Minister of Indonesia. Far-sighted, of course, appreciating human resources and differences, Adab al-Ikhtilaf fil Islam. IIIT produced a very important book, which I think all young leaders must read that book. Adab al-Ikhtilaf fil Islam. The ethic of differences of ideas or views in Islam. Written by Al-Marhum Taha Al-Wani, the former founding president of IIIT. Now the emeritus president of IIIT is Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim, based in Herndon, Washington, USA. So that's very important. Spirit of Shura, وَأَمْرُهُمْ شُورَى بَيْنَهُمْ is very another important aspect. Maturity and passion and passion and passion. Wise leader need passion. Inna Allaha ma'as-sabirin. Because all prophets, particularly the Ulul Azmi one, they are being tested of their passion and their passion and their passion. That make them as Ulul Azmi. Because they are being tested in terms of their passion. Sanity and always enthusiastic. Sanity, we have to work, collaborate with each other, not in silo. We have to work, collaborate with as many people as we can. Work together. Of different views, sometimes even we can work together. And always enthusiastic. Wise leader, never give up. Always keep it up. Oh, that also another guy, keep it up. It's the max source, but popular, keep it up. But I think the point here, never give up. Keep on struggling, keep on fighting. That should be the wise leadership. Of course, our Prophet ﷺ is the best example or model for us. He's head of state, head of family, war leader, teacher, merchant, and such. Now the Quran mentioned clearly, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ, that our Prophet bring example uswatun hasanah for mankind, not only for Muslim but also for non-Muslim. And Michael Hart, the expression in his book, 100 Most Influential Men in the World, described our Prophet Muhammad as the most influential person in the history of mankind. Next slide. The present scenario of the World Economic Forum, WF Davos 2015, concluded that 80% of them confirmed that the world is facing leadership crisis. Meaning to say, leadership crisis is a very, very, very serious in this modern world. Yeah, we have, for instance, the world policeman Biden, not Cikgu Biden is good guy. Daisy Biden of USA. We have Biden of Perlis, Cikgu Biden, also Cikgu Biden here. But he's good guy, good man. We have Netanyahu, all these are leaders. See? The problem now, 80% of the Davos Foreign Economic Discussion, 80%, 86% confirm the world is facing this crisis. The level of hookup, which I think don't need to mention again, the founder mentioned it nicely, and more graphic and so on. So we need more. We need the conclusion as well from the World Economic Forum. We need more rigorous TCM, training, coaching, and mentoring. That is the solution that we have right now. That's why today we have this kind of symposium headed by Dr. Maulana, assisted by Dr. Shukur and friends in the UiTM Perlis, because we need this time of encounter, this time of training, time to time, continuously. Question: how fast we are polishing and producing and nurturing one leadership in dealing with the current challenges. As mentioned by Dr. Fazal just now, very good exhibition at Times Square, Hong Kong, till 14 November, post-normal time and Madani exhibition. Very unique exhibition. And you have to be there. Officiated by Dr. Anwar last week. So I think you have to be there and visit, and I think very unique exhibition. So wherever you come till 14 November, I think Dr. Shuko can arrange a visit or from the item place for that exhibition, which I think very important for us to understand the post-normal time phenomenon and how we can overcome that problem. Brothers and sisters, next, we know the revolution. Even though this revolution, okay, we like it or not, the writing, books, and so on, written by them, by the Western world. So whatever fails or turn, basically, we are referring to their civilization, mainly. Because, okay, if you but then we follow to some extent, we follow. RR1, 1780s, basically using steam power machine. RR2, 1870s using electricity. RR3, 1970s, manufacturing automation, ICT. And now RR4, 2010 onwards, on IoT, Internet of Things. Or later on, Internet of many things. So, okay, fine. That basically based on civilization revolution, really centered in Europe. Even though, okay, if you were to study, that many of the things also were funded by Muslim scientists, Muslim technocrats. Because during the 10th centuries, 11th, 12th century, Granada, Andalusia was the center of the world's civilization at that time. And the non-Muslims, the Western world, even the king, they sent their son and daughter to Andalusia. Because Andalusia, Granada at that time, was the biggest city in the world at that time. Bigger than New York, bigger than London, bigger than whatever capital state want to mention. At that time, bigger. And the advancement of technology at that time, much, much far than the other part of the world. So we must understand, as Muslim youth, we have a strong heritage, legacy, that we have to bring back that glorious part, a golden era of it. Okay? Are you ready for that? Are you ready? Yes. Louder, please. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. That's right, for that. Okay, for the slide. The symptom of technology, I think Dr. Fazan already mentioned this now. Even though I just summarized it a bit by our friend Lee Yusuf and Iwan, 6 poison, tendency to choose the ready-made path. Worship technology is us, okay? This is the disease that we have to be aware as well. Real and artificial is blurred. I can show you my picture. One of my friends likes to make AI of my picture. He got collections of 30 of my picture. Wow. Okay. I showed to Dr. Jamil just now. Just for a joke. the way that I think how the artificial, okay, there are positive and negative, and we must be smart in that sense. Violence is normal. I think the father mentioned this now. Technology is game. And living distantly and distant. However, there are many good things selectively. And that's why I think from 1990s, two main scholars, Peter Abidin and John Naismith, already discussed about high touch versus high technology, TH, HD, and HD. But finally, they also concluded that technologically progressed but civilized with God. Means to say that today's world, we need AI, artificial intelligence, but at the same time, we need II. What is II? Intuitive intelligence. That comes from a spiritual strength, that comes from religious teaching of Islam in particular. For that matter, meaning to say that we can control II. I.e., if we have strong II, through our study, through our search of knowledge, particularly the Torah knowledge that launched by Shaykh Ibrahim recently, only then we can control and master and making AI as our tool. Not we become the tool of AI. That's not very important. Because Allah created man, laqad khalaqakum, means we are the best nation. لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. We are the best creation that Allah created. So we are the one that create AI. So don't ever allow AI control us. But we have to control AI. That's why we need II for that matter, or intuitive intelligence. My dear brothers and sisters, the first challenges confronting the Ummah. The humility. Next page, please. Of course, moral identity crisis, failure of family institution, public safety, consumerism culture. Here I want to share with you a little bit of particularly UiTM students. We are facing problem, or university facing problem of 30% haircut from KBE. Okay? You understand, but no more also complain to me what happened to the facade of the university. Because 30% for UiTM is about 700 million cut a year. Our budget normally 2.8 billion. Because UiTM having 200,000 students, 1 million alumni. With haircut of 30%, haircut of 700 million. Then of course we give priority to the fees, education and so on. Besides, facade also very important of the campuses. 34 professors all over the region. But what I want to share here is, of course, that when we were students, when I and my wife, Cikgu Rusia, were students, of course we give priority to our spending. I am not saying UiTM Perlis, maybe the other part of UiTM, Dr. Syukur. That can be spent on handphone, 3,000. Nearly every day taking KFC and Starbucks before the boycott campaign. Am I right? I'm saying all. To show that sometimes our practice, not right as well. We must be prudent in our spending. But I know as well, we have also UiTM, quite a number of T20 as well, that I understand. Maybe sons of the 2000 as well in UiTM. He's T20 already. But always still standing to UiTM. But here I think we have to correct. We have to make things in the proper way, or the proper priority in our spending. Health and environment, that one clearly. Smoking, drug, alcoholism, gambling, cost of living, rebate system, and monopoly of private bank. These are the big issue. Unemployment, income tax, inflation, food security, very important nowadays, of course. Luckily that UiTM got nearly 200 acres of harum manis. At the same time, you can eat our money every day. Happen wartime whatsoever, the ability to destroy our food security. Economicity of Muslim is one of the big issue, particularly in Malaysia. Because after NAP new economic policy, we plan to have 30% of economic equity. But after the 1990s, the end of NAP or DEB, we only reached 23% of Muslim equity. And further down, last year or early this year, we have Congress Bumi Putra that Malay equity, Bumi Putra equity dropped from 23 to 17%. And in the main board of BSKR, out of 93 that listed in the main board, out of 93, only one Muslim Malay Bumi Putra that listed in the main board of BSKR. Only one of 93. That shows that our economic equity of Muslim is strong. The question is that when I talk about the mathematics, Professor Salmia, yearly we produce 60-70% of Malay Muslim graduate professional. So what's the problem of the Malay Muslim equity in our country? The economic take in our country. Political division, I think I need to mention further. Political culture of fitna here and there, backbiting and so on, as something normal to us. And racial politics. Not just politics, a bit of that. Empowering Madani society. Next page, please. Okay, the father mentioned clear that there are several steps Madani society built by our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. First, building aqidah, morals and sharia. That no compromise. That's why, for instance, UiTM, they are having IIIT, Islamic review knowledge, like our Professor Maulana is one of the teacher. No, are you in the IIT or not? IIT, that's a very long period. None of you UiTM have a long period like Dr. Maulana, our Imam. First. Second, build the first masjid in Cuba, a center of education and tarbiyah. That's why when I was UiTM with Dr. Jamia, 1990 to 1985, the masjid called Islam Club, really became a center. The tamrin, the tarbiyah, the usra, held in that masjid. We have 30 pillars in the mosque. So every pillar have one group of study circle or usra at that time, where I was the head of the leadership training department, coordinating all the program of usra and the whole tamrin at that time. We were quite small for IIM at that time, about 10,000 students. But now they under Dr. Fawzan, already, how many Dr. Fawzan? 30. About 30,000 now, much bigger. But of course, you are bigger, UiTM is bigger. 200,000 with 34 campuses all over Malaysia. A more challenging, I know. I've spoken to Dr. Syarif, our Vice Chancellor of UiTM, that we have to change. I think this is the problem of organization become gigantic, become bigger and bigger. And how to overcome that? Having the high tech, but at the same time maintaining our high touch in that sense. That's our challenge. Then, okay, our Prophet also correcting the Madinah market, asking Abdurrahman bin Auf to rebuild Madinah market at that time. So no more of the riba, of the, kind of cheating way whatsoever at that time. And after a couple of months, Abdurrahman bin Auf managed to do that from the monopoly and cartel of Jews at that time in the Madinah market at that time. Then, at the national level, at the state level, our Prophet introduced first human constitution in the world. No other constitution before Saifah Madinah, actually. In 622 masjid, where Muslim 50%, Christian 30%, and Jews 20%, according to Professor Hamid. And later, during the time of Umar al-Khattab, because Siddiq and other caliph, that Muslim open, give touch to 3/4 of the world, including North America and South America. And numbers of Red Indians basically are Muslim. And they were being killed by America, by Spain, by other Western colonials in Northern America and also Southern America. Where in Northern America, 100 million of Red Indian people. But number of them are Muslim. And then Southern America just like that as well. About 50 million Red Indian also being killed by the Western imperials that come and conquered North and South America in the century of 16th, 17th century. So we must understand this history as well, because we have a good glorious tradition in us. But the sisters, move to the next part, of course, we have to empower the Madani civil society that include Dawah movement and Tarbiyah. Knowledge integration, very important. Knowledge integration. Because at the moment knowledge being compartmentalized and secularized. But then we have to bring back the knowledge integration, and IIIT is the leading institution in integration of knowledge. And inshallah, we plan to have with with IIIT and also UiTM, this kind of program on integration and of knowledge. And our recent retreat of UiTM, 3 days in ILD Lila, together with the Shuko, my group discussed about the philosophy of UiTM, research, vision, mission. Among other things, I pushed the idea of having integration of knowledge, and accepted by all, by chairman of the Lembaga University, vice chancellors, and few of all the professors and vice chancellors. Alhamdulillah. So we are going to do more on that as well. Strategic partnership among NGOs, operating movement, Madani monetary movement, otherwise being controlled by IMF and also World Bank, and political understanding movement. I'm going to be faster so that we can have a little bit Q&A. This later on, next page please. Then, the next page please. I think here also I think about the same that I discussed previously. Then we move to the next page. Okay. Let me get the best example, as I mentioned earlier, it's our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Whether in the event of laying the black stone, all the tribes about to quarrel, about to put their sword to each other. But our Prophet bring approach to unite them. I think no need for me to mention more detail about it. Thrown by stone in the Ta'if, when our Prophet go to Ta'if, trying to complete da'wah, and then he's been thrown by stone. And it was offered by angel at that time to demolish their society. That's true. But our Prophet said, no, I will not for them. If not them, their son, their grandson, granddaughter will be Muslim. So that's the attitude of our Prophet. And that is true. Later on, all the Thai people become Muslim. Hijrah event, that also another wise decision of the leadership, whereby he moved from Makkah to Medina to a different route, not the ordinary highway at that time, for certain reason, for tactical reason, for instance. That also another wise approach where non-Muslim Abdullah ibn Maktoum, who's that guy? The guy of Prophet Hijrah from Makkah to Medina. Who's that guy? The non-Muslim Abdullah will write it. I want to say to Maulana, I said to Maulana should answer me. Abdullah will write it. The one non-Muslim at the time was the guide, the Hijrah guide.
He's Jewish.
He's a Jewish, yeah, that's right. Thank you for the father. Huh? Oh. Being also involved in Hijrah, very critical moment. But Rasulullah understand. He's sincere, he got the truth and justice, observation. So I think finally Rasulullah chose Abdullah to show the way to Madinah and the different route, not the highway. Because highway easily it can be followed by Muslimin at that time. And the Jewish women gave him sour food. This is one of the interesting story. But I think I don't want to go detail, Handa as well. Okay, the sour, the story here, the Jewish women, because he was presented by a Jewish woman with a sour food or grape at that time. Rasulullah keep on eating that grape. Normally, Rasulullah will take one or two, then the other give the friend. Then the friends keep wondering, why have a prophet keep on taking the grapes and not offer to us till finish? Though when the Jewish women out of the room, then all the companions asked our prophet, why you finish all the grapes? We want to taste it. And our prophet says that it is a sour grape. If I give to you, bukan masam lah apa, that will, I was offended that Jewish girl or woman. Maybe to say that Rasulullah, to that extent, the wisdom that he has untuk jaga hati dan sifat, lakukan dakwah. And later on, the Jewish girl, the Jewish woman, embraced Islam. Not far after that. No, long after that. Handa, I think you know the story of Handa, proposed by Salman al-Farisi, who got the agreement of all Omar, what will happen the agreement? But Rasulullah gave a guarantee that altogether we are in the right path. Inshallah, 1 or 2 years, we will go for Fatul Makkah, that's very true. And Sham Medina, that I discussed earlier, where it cover the Jews and Christians. So of course, in terms of producing the wise leadership here, we need wise leadership education system, wise leadership role model. And inshallah, I think our brother Dr. Anwar can be a good wise leadership model, inshallah. Besides maybe Rashid Tayyip Erdogan and few other leaders, which I think can be considered as wise leadership model nowadays. Existence of right leadership system. Offer the detail in my book, actually, the one that I showed earlier. Transparent, control, the consists of people who love justice and truth, political will, and new political change. So I think the hope lies on you young people. And one sociologist, first for the Lewis Fever, he mentioned that for all society, that encompasses the young people, the student, youth, have been characterized by highest degree of selflessness, generosity, and compassion, and readiness for sacrifice. So I would like the one you are ready to sacrifice. Of course, finally, the last but not least, next page, please. Last but not least, Allah only changed ourselves. In Myanmar or other part of the world, if we change ourselves. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيْرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيْرُ مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Verily, never will Allah change the fate of a people until they change themselves. You know, this important ayah was one of the directives in the village Gerakan Negara, National Operation Center during the 70s. That time, the late Al-Marhum was the Prime Minister of Malaysia. There was a visit from President of Korea, President Park Chung-bong. Oh, not Park Chung-bong, Park Chung-hee. Park Chung-bong was badminton player. Not the K-pop whatsoever this time. Then he asked, the late brother, what's the meaning? What is that? Then the late brother asked, said that it's a verse of Allah. And again he asked, what the meaning of the verse? Then the late brother said, verily, never will Allah change the child. Verily, Allah will not change the fate of our people until they change. Straight away, spontaneously, President Park Chung-hee said that, very great philosophy. I must bring back this philosophy back to Korea in 1970. And he started the movement called Samaul Unjo in 1970. And sure enough, 2 or 3 decades after that, their product, Hyundai, Samsung, flooded the world. You see? Of course. And that note, my last note is that we have to continuously learn min al-mahdi ila al-lahdi. From cradle to graveyard, Hui Tao Lao, Shui Tao Lao, as Chinese people. For the Indian people say, Kalbi Piratum Mutal, Ira Fibas. Basically, lifelong education. Keep on learning, never give up. The Myanmar, I think Brother Maulana will teach me the Myanmar, I mean, wow, I can't know. Later on, I'll write down. My dear brothers and sisters, that are all for today, but I believe that inshallah, in our short stay here, particularly our professor from IIIT in particular, we have a nice and better stay here. I believe to the end that Dr. Shupo will provide you with special romanes and a good package to all of you, inshallah, and the best one. Again, thank you very much. And if you have time, another 50 minutes before 12 o'clock, please sound Q&A. I will give you a Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.